everybody, welcome to Real Rebel. By the way, I gotta thank a fan, Mr. and Mrs. OG P. Hammer, for sending me this as a gift for my Real Rebel channel. It's my one and only prop that I have, and so thank you, much appreciated. In this video, I will be talking about cookies. So I am going to mention a film or two in it. So I was talking with my mom a couple of weeks ago, and she was reminiscing about these store-bought cookies that she used to eat. It was probably back in the 1950s, I'm gonna guess. And she would go over to her aunt's house, aunt, whatever. I'm from Iowa. We say aunt here or there. And so she would go to her house, and her aunt would get this box of cookies down from on top of the refrigerator, and she would give one to my mom. And she said, oh, and it was like this cookie on the bottom, and it had marshmallow on the top, and then it was all covered in chocolate. So I started looking it up online, and I came up with, well, okay, so maybe it was Pinwheels. So Pinwheels are still sold today. You can find them virtually at any grocery store, really, and very, very common. They're made by Nabisco, and so here's the packaging here, the nutrition packs, if you want to read that. And so I said, okay, well, maybe it was these Pinwheels, and so I continued my search, and then I was like, well, maybe it was these Mallomars, which I've heard of, but I've never had, and I've never really had the Pinwheels either. Maybe once in my life, but I've never had Mallomars. I've never seen Mallomars, but I thought, well, maybe it was one of these. So I ended up buying both, and I sent them both to her house, and it turned out it was the Pinwheels. But I got really curious about the Mallomars. Sometimes my mind likes to go down the rabbit hole, and I had to learn about these Mallomars. Like, how come I've never seen them? I've heard of them. So it turns out that they are they're very popular in New York, and they are manufactured in Canada, oddly, but they don't sell them in Canada. So I don't know if that's Nabisco messing with the Canadians or what, but they are mostly sold, like 85% of them are sold in New York. And in fact, so actually they're seasonal. So they only sell them between, I think, November and March, so during the winter. And the reason for that is when these came out in the 1920s or whatever, they didn't have refrigerated trucks to deliver them, and so during the summer they would melt and they'd get ruined, and so they made these a seasonal item. And so they still do that to this day. It's like, I don't know if it's a gimmicky thing or whatever, but they only sell them during the winter. And so Conan O'Brien, who lives up there, he buys boxes and boxes of these and stores them so that he can have them throughout the year. And I'm like, okay, so apparently they're a big thing. They're just a beloved cookie up there. And so I'm like, okay, I have to try these myself. So I ordered some for myself. And so here is the Pinwheel. So this is the first one, the Pinwheel, that you can find pretty much everywhere. It's got the milk chocolate, obviously the light brown chocolate, and then here is the Mallomar, so much smaller, and you can see that the chocolate is a dark chocolate as opposed to a milk chocolate. So I have a feeling I'm going to like the Mallomar better, and that's only based on the fact that I prefer dark chocolate over milk chocolate. So here is a cross section of the Pinwheel, so you can see this. So it's a chocolate cookie inside there, and then with the marshmallow filling, and then all covered with the milk chocolate. And then here is the Mallomar, a little bit more flimsy. You've got more of a graham cracker cookie with the marshmallow on top, and then covered in that dark chocolate. So I'm going to take a bite, and I'm going to try to spare you my chewing. This is not an ASMR video. I don't do that. I can't watch them. Those videos, if you ever watch them, like they have, the 4K, it's like really, really crystal clear picture. So I did watch an ASMR video on Mallomars because I was curious what they looked like and everything. But you hear like, I was talking with my sister-in-law about this. It's like, it's almost like they have the microphone inside the person's mouth. And people like to hear that. And I don't understand that at all because that's revolting to me. So I'm sorry if that's your thing. Different strokes, man. That's cool. That's cool. But this is not ASMR, so don't get excited. Mallomar. Okay. Definitely the dark chocolate takes front and center. It's a really nice dark chocolate. The cookie, I like the contrast of the light cookie with it. And the chocolate has a nice snap to it. You know, like that. And so it's a really nice texture. And I really like that dark chocolate. So I think that if you're a dark chocolate fan, I think you're gonna prefer the Mallomar over the Pinwheel. But we'll see here, because here's the Pinwheel. Okay. So the Pinwheel, it definitely has that muted milk chocolate, which is fine. If that's what you like, you're gonna like this better than the Mallomar. The cookie part is more like a fudgy chocolate. So it's I think that the Mallomar cookie is a little bit more dry. So more like, you know, kind of like a graham cracker would be, kind of more like imitating like a s'more. Where the Pinwheel, the fudgy chocolate, it's more like almost kind of like a fudgy brownie kind of in it. And so I honestly think that this is going to come down to, if you like dark chocolate, you're going to like the Mallomar. If you like milk chocolate, you're going to prefer the Pinwheel. And I did say that I remembered these were talked about in a movie. So the Mallomars. So in the movie Regarding Henry, which has Harrison Ford in it, he's one of my favorite actors of all time. I love him. He in Regarding Henry, he's this high-powered attorney who isn't really a nice person. He's kind of immoral. He's cheating on his wife. He has a really not very good relationship with his daughter. He's very mean to her. And he gets shot in the head at a convenience store completely at random. And he survives. And but he forgets everything from his previous life, and he actually becomes like a very sweet, kind, moral person. And it's kind of an interesting movie. It's cute. I love Harrison Ford in it. He's so adorable in that movie. And when he was an attorney, he really liked these Mallomars. And after this ordeal, his wife gives him Mallomars. You don't get to see it, unfortunately. It's just talked about. And at the end of the movie, he confesses to his wife that, you know, he doesn't like his clothes, so he wants to get new clothes. He doesn't like his old life clothes. He misses his daughter, so he wants to bring her home from boarding school. He misses her. And then he says, but I did like those Mallomars though. So the Mallomar thing through and through, he really liked that. And it was really, really cute. And I was just like, okay, Mallomars. Okay, never heard of them, but they sound good. And then they were also mentioned in the movie When Harry Met Sally, you know, which featured the city of New York. Don't really like that movie. It's just kind of like 2 hours of just, when are these two going to get together? This is so dumb. Everybody remembers that movie for one scene and one scene only. And they're like, oh, that movie was so great. It's like, did you watch the rest of it though? I don't know if you did, but anyway, Billy Crystal is like, I'm not going to do clips. I'm not going to try to do clips, even though I really wish I could. I'm trying to minimize what I do on here so that I can make more videos. But just envision Billy Crystal eating a Mallomar on New Year's Eve saying, this is the best thing ever in New York. And then he eats the Mallomar and you get to see the box of Mallomars. And you're jealous because you're from Iowa and you can't have a Mallomar and you're watching a crappy movie. But anyway, I will try to make another video of my husband who prefers milk chocolate to dark chocolate and see which one he likes better in another video. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Bye!